We got a double feature for Jinx and y'all. Oh, I was about to cry. I've never even no, okay, you know how Jinx annoys me, but I was really about to cry. Okay, so we got Jinx. Oh, we got Jinx 50, 8 and 59. I was gonna start this so funny. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. So it's 58 and 59. He sung a potato. Remember they met Dan, and if you wouldn't know, they became a cute little gossipy couple. They find him. Basically they were saying Dr. Dan was saying, don't tell anyone I'm here. And they were also potatoes. Everyone knows at the gym that you didn't really do that spray. You're innocent. We miss you. All this and that. He sung in potato, kind of recollect what happened. And he sung was whatever you do, J-Can does not need to know where he is because J-Can roughed him up and trashed He-sung's house drunk, thinking that he knew where Doc Dan was. Potato misses him. They're there for a work job using the hospital. You skip to chapter 59 and they do hang out. They have some fun. But before they leave, which I think is how I'm going to get to this next part, they all took a picture together to commemorate the ending of the film. So it goes to after they leave, now Doc Dan feels a little bit even more depressed and a bunch of things just have him catalyst and spiral. He keeps drinking to go to sleep, I guess because of nightmares and fear, and he keeps drinking so much that he's messing up at work. He's getting final warnings. The dog had puppies and the runt of the litter did not survive, so that just pushed him to the edge because he rushed to the veterinarian, tried to get him safe, and the old man was like, hey, this is a part of life. And he's just so depressed that he ends up waking up in the middle of the night after another nightmare. They say, I'm gonna go pick up a shift. Mind you, it's nighttime and it's closed. I'm gonna go pick up a shift. I'm gonna go see grandma. She doesn't have this much time left. He sits there and sees if she's breathing. He's like, yeah. But this whole time he thinks he's walking to the hospital. He's having flashbacks about how he said, this is hard. And I know he meant that life is hard. He's walking into the ocean. And he's this far up, and I don't think he realizes, maybe because I don't know if it's because he's influenced by the soju or if he's sleepwalking, but it's he's walking to his death. And I kind of knew this was gonna happen. I feel like if you read, you kind of pick up on cues. Some strong hands grab out and get him. And the person who basically stops him from drowning himself is Jae-kyung and grabs him from behind and screams, what the hell are you doing? I just wanted to cry. Because it has been hard for Doc Dan. And I feel like that's the last thing you think he was going to do. This does not give Jae-kyung redemption points. He found him, but it's it's good that he found him, but that's 58 and 59. He really said, here, check my bussy. If you don't believe me, it would be dripping wet. Okay, so we are talking about, oh, by the way, Happy New Year. I may or may not upload stuff about my New Year, but Happy New Year. We're talking about Love Remedy chapter 26, and it left off with Taeha and Chansol, basically going back and forth about if he did something with Juwon or not, was Chansol if emitting his beta pheromones or not. And Chansol is trying to prove, even though they did kiss on the Ferris wheel, that nothing really happened between them. And Taeha's like, okay, prove it to me. Well, he didn't say prove it to me, but he keeps saying, are you sure? Are you sure? And then Chancellor is like, okay, let's go to your hidden apartment so I can prove it to you. And then he pulls down his pants and bends over and is like, here, check the bussy. And then Taeha was like, huh? He's like, check. But then Taeha's like, how I'm going to check if I don't stick a finger in. So he stuck a finger in and we were like, whoa. And then he's like, oh, so then why are you wet? And then Chancellor's like, because you just start putting a finger up there and going back and forth. What do you think? And Taeha's like, okay, I guess. And then he's like, I guess nothing happened between them, but why do I still feel so jealous? So, he feeling a little something. And he's like, okay, let's go back to the dorm with the other guys. And Chancellor is like, obviously, I can't go home yet. You got me stirred up. So now Teha has to relieve him after he caused it, and not Juwan. It switches to Juwan at home in his plush little bed, and he's like, I'm pretty sure he said bye to his brother like a while ago, so I need to know where he is. Should I call him? And it goes like that. So I see some love triangle happening. Um and then our golden retrieval will probably catch on later, but I want him with all the characters. I hope you have a good 2025. I hope you guys had a good holiday. If you celebrate Christmas or any other holiday, Swallow You Whole. Let's get into it. So, Swallow You Whole, we have chapter 8, I believe, and it goes into a background story of about how the Omegas how they can't make money, how they can't pay taxes, so it puts them in a lower status in the world compared to alphas. But one of the Lunas, which they were called in the ancient times, found the serpent god Mugo and found a way to gain power and status by offering him sacrifices, which is why they offer sacrifices every 12 years. But while this story is being told, we see a young Jahyun getting beat, so he must have gotten punished. So basically I felt like they beat this like story into them, groom them, telling them that they have to be good, and basically saying that, oh, by default, Omegas are sinners, so this is the only way you can be cleansed and bring prosperity to your clan. And I'm like, so you really did groom and punish these people, these young children. And you see that Jahyun, why he's so desperate to be the perfect sacrifice, because it's been beaten into him, and he really does want to get sacrificed. Like he says, like in his nightmare, like kill me. Like that's what he's there for. That's what he was like grown up and bred and born to do. And it's actually quite sad. So we get back to him waking up with the serpent god. The second one is out right now. He's like, so the monster doesn't want you to like leave. The benevolent one doesn't want you to leave. So I guess you won. So this is going to be your new living quarters. You're going to be our handyman, but you will not get your wish. Grant the wish, because they grant you a wish. You will not get your wish right away. That depends on your behavior for the next 3 months. So we just go through him doing handiwork in the house. And there was like a funny little scene where he was like, are you hungry? Do you want me to cook? And then the second one was like, Mugo was like, gods don't need to eat, but the meat is for the beast. But you both hear their stomachs growling, so he's like hungry. He goes down to the cooler with the fresh meat and food. He sees ghosts, and he's like, if I clean up, ghosts don't stay in clean houses. So everywhere he tries to clean up and everything, he keeps seeing ghosts. And Mugo's like, what are you doing? And then Jahyung's freaking out. He goes back to sleep. He has another nightmare, and then standing over him is Mugo, but we don't know which one it is. It was short, but it gave a little background into why Jahyun is so like ready to be sacrificed. Yes.